This program will introduce you to the maintenance functions of the Engine Indication and Crew Alerting System, or EICAS, for the Boeing 757 equipped with the Rolls-Royce RB211 535E4 engine. Displays shown in this module are typical maintenance displays with slight variations for engine options. Note, due to scan rate differences, a slight flicker is present on the EICAS displays used in this module. It will not be present on the airplane displays. Maintenance pages can be displayed for analysis of airplane systems data and performance, verifying malfunctions, exceedances, and testing of the EICAS system. The maintenance pages are available for ground use and are controlled from the EICAS maintenance control panel on the P61 panel. The maintenance control panel contains 5 momentary display select switches. They control the display of the Environmental Control System and Maintenance Message page, Electrical and Hydraulic Systems page, Engine Performance and Auxiliary Power Unit Systems page, Configuration and MCDP page, and the Engine Exceedances page. There are 2 event read push buttons, Auto and Manual, Record and Erase push buttons, and a test switch. The upper 3 display select switches provide displays of specific system data for the Environmental Control System, Electrical Hydraulic, and Engine Performance APU. The Environmental Control System shares its display or page with maintenance messages that are initiated by any system. These messages are for maintenance use. They are white and are the lowest priority with respect to alert and status messages. The Environmental Control System, Electrical Hydraulic, and Performance APU system pages are displayed in any of 3 modes: real-time, auto-event, or manual event. This is an example of the Performance APU page. Initial selection of these system pages is always in real time and shows the current dynamic data for specific parameters. In normal operations, when any maintenance page is selected, the primary and secondary engine parameters always appear on the upper display in compacted full format. Pushing the same switch again will return the CRTs to the primary and secondary engine displays. Certain airplane malfunctions and exceedances are automatically recorded by EICAS, and the related system parameters are stored for maintenance use in EICAS Auto Event Non-Volatile Memory. These recordings are called auto events. Auto events are indicated by a white message at the lower left or lower right of the specific system page in the real-time mode. Note, for the Environmental Control System, Electrical, Hydraulic, and APU systems, only 1 auto event can be recorded. The Engine Performance System has the ability of recording 2 auto events, 1 per engine. When the Performance APU page is selected in real time, the auto event is indicated by a white message located just below the respective engine data. In this example, a red oil temperature exceedance has occurred on the left engine. The engine performance data recorded during this exceedance can be displayed by pushing the auto event read switch. This will cause the real-time display to change to the auto event read mode. This is indicated by a cyan auto event queue, which appears in a box at the bottom center of the page. The white message remains, and the data displayed represents a snapshot of both engines' performance data and the environmental parameters taken when the left engine exceedance occurred. In addition to the left engine red oil temperature exceedance, the right engine experienced a red EGT exceedance. At this time, only the right engine performance data is recorded and stored in EICAS memory, overwriting previously recorded data for this engine. In addition, the environmental parameters are recorded again and stored in EICAS memory, overwriting previously recorded data. When the Performance APU page is selected in real time, the auto events for the left and right engines are indicated by the messages Oil T Red and EGT Red, located below the respective engine data. Note, this page has auto event overwrite capability based on engine limit exceedance priority. The priority levels by colors are white, yellow, and red. In addition, the environmental data for the latest auto event is recorded. In this example, the right engine identifier appears in the environmental parameters area to associate this data to the right engine snapshot. Note, the left or right engine identifier is displayed only in the auto event read mode, when messages for both engines are displayed. After the auto event data is analyzed and recorded in the maintenance log, it should be erased. Erasing is necessary as a stored auto event for the environmental control system, electrical, hydraulic, and APU systems inhibits the recording of any subsequent auto events in the same system. To erase, push and hold the erase switch until the stored data on the page disappears. The other system pages, electrical, hydraulic, and environmental control system, erase in the same manner as the Performance APU page. When the Environmental Control System Maintenance Message page is selected in real time, any messages shown are a combination of real-time and latched. Real-time means that the condition causing the message currently exists. The latched messages are those stored in EICAS non-volatile memory which do not clear even if the condition causing the message no longer exists. The display can show up to 11 messages at a time on one display page, arranged by order of occurrence. If more than 11 messages are generated, the oldest messages are moved to the next display page. The pages are numbered when the system reaches an overflow condition. Pushing the ECS MSG select switch displays the next page. When less than a full page of messages is shown, pushing the switch removes all messages from the page. To return to page 1, the switch is pushed once to remove the ECS parameters, then pushed again to display page 1. In order to discriminate between the real-time and latched messages, it is necessary to select the auto event read mode. This will do two things. First, it will cause any auto event data for the environmental control system to be displayed. Second, only the latched maintenance messages will be shown. When the erase switch is pushed, the latched messages will clear if the conditions that cause the messages no longer exist. Note, when more than one page of latched messages exists, the next page will be displayed. Any messages that remain indicate that the condition still exists and has an input to EICAS. As seen here, the environmental control system auto event data has also been erased. In addition to the auto event recording, flight crews and maintenance personnel have the option of manually recording system data. These manual events are initiated by pressing either the Event Record switch on the Display Select panel or the REC switch on the Maintenance panel. A key difference in the operation of these switches is that actuation of the Event Record switch will cause parameters for the environmental control system, electrical, hydraulic, and performance APU systems to be recorded simultaneously on EICAS manual event non-volatile memory, whereas actuation of the REC switch on the maintenance panel will only record data for the system page being displayed in real time. The presence of a manual event recording cannot be determined by any message on the real-time display. Therefore, the need to select this display will depend on information passed on by the flight crew or because of standard post-flight maintenance procedures. When a system page has been selected, pressing the manual event read switch will cause the manual event queue and box to appear at the bottom of the display. If a manual event had been recorded, the data field will display the recorded values. If no manual event had been recorded, the manual event queue and box will still appear, but the data field adjacent to the system parameters will be blank. EICAS eliminates the need for hand recording of systems and performance data. For example, when doing engine run-ups, to record the performance data, select the Performance APU Maintenance page in real time, set the required thrust, and allow the engine indications to stabilize. Push the record switch and return the thrust levers to the idle position. Push the manual event read switch. The data displayed on the Performance APU page is the recorded engine parameters. The need for erasing manual event data is not as critical as for auto event data because each press of the event record switch on the display select panel or the record switch on the maintenance panel causes the new data to displace or write over the previously stored manual event data. Like the auto event erase procedure, the manual event data is erased by pressing the erase switch until the stored data on the displayed page disappears. If an engine exceedance, which may require maintenance action, occurs, a recording is made of the maximum exceedance value and duration. In this example, we will simulate an EGT over temperature. During the exceedance, EICAS stores in memory the maximum exceedance value of EGT and the total time EGT was above the red line limit. When the exceedance no longer exists, the engine exceedance maintenance page can be selected by pressing the engine exceedance display select switch on the maintenance panel. This page will show the recorded exceedance data for EGT, N1, N2, and N3 for each engine. If there is more than one exceedance for any of the parameters, the highest value and cumulative time are recorded. To erase this page, press and hold the erase switch until the stored data disappears. Adjacent to the engine exceedance switch is the configuration MCDP select switch. Pressing the switch will display the configuration MCDP page. It contains the EICAS computer part number, the engine model for which various computers are configured, the program pin configuration reflecting the engine type, model, and the customer options, and the ARINC 429 bus activity indicating status of activity on each EICAS digital input bus. In addition, the lower right side of this page displays flight faults and ground test information from the Maintenance Control Display Panel, or MCDP. With the MCDP turned off, the message MCDP off is displayed. The test switch on the EICAS maintenance panel will only function when the airplane is on the ground and the parking brake is set. Pressing and releasing the test switch will initiate the system test. It will display the program pin configuration for the EICAS computers, test messages, fault and disagreement codes, and a test pattern containing colors, alphanumerics, and symbols. Both computers are tested at the same time, but the displayed results for each computer are controlled by the computer select switch on the display select panel. As the EICAS test is initiated, the following interfaces are tested: the siren, beeper, glare shield master warning and caution lights, configuration light, and the standby engine indicator. When the test is complete, a message on the upper left corner of both CRTs will indicate Test OK or Test Fail, followed by the specific component that has failed. Also, any internal computer faults and input or output data disagreements will be indicated in coded form on the upper right corner of the test pattern. When fault codes are displayed, pressing the erase switch twice will erase the EICAS disagree and EICAS byte messages and return the coded readouts to 0. To exit the test mode, press the test switch again. This module has been an introduction to the operation of the maintenance display functions of EICAS. We have covered the display of system parameters in real-time, auto, and manual event modes. We have described the recording and erasing of events and exceedances, and discussed the configuration MCDP and test pages, their function and operation. This concludes the overview of the EICAS maintenance pages for the Boeing 757 equipped with the Rolls-Royce RB211 535E4 engine.